telling you, sweetheart, I've only been playing Halo for like 15 minutes.
Really? So the fridge is still broken because you just stared at it for 3 hours?
Don't be so upset.
Just answer me!
Okay, Mom.
What did you say?
I said, okay, John. Because I have to use the John. The John. John is the word I said.
Was that what he said?
I'll go fix the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Scarlett Johansson. Were you checking out these bad boys?
Don't worry, Scarlett. I'll get your dog. Is everyone out of the burning building?
You know, I too have been told I have sensational lips.
Matt, your mom's waiting in the car. What's going on?
Nothing, Dad.
This is detailed.
Mr. President, I have an important memo for you to sign.
Mr. President? Mr. President? I can forge it. It's just for Congress.
What? Vice President Joe Biden? What are you doing here? You can't sign that for the president. It's not good. I'll get you for this.
And that is how I accomplished my nefarious plans.
Joke's on you, De Leon. This entire conversation has been documented in the court of law.
What? Well, pooh.
So many of us think of God in a similar way to that video. We think of him as this person who is watching every single thing we do and say, and he's keeping a record of it so that if we ever slip up, he can punish us. We think he's this judge in the sky whose greatest desire is to get us to follow all the rules and do what he says, or else. We often think that what God loves most is rules, when the truth is that what God loves most is people. You and me. And his greatest desire is to give us a better life than we could ever imagine. Today we're continuing in a series talking about who God really is, and our hope is that all of us would begin dropping these bad ideas we have about God, and we would learn who God really is by looking at Jesus. Last week we said that Jesus is the perfect picture of who God is. So if we want to know who God truly is, we have to look at Jesus. You see, when Jesus was on earth, most people thought that God had one desire: sacrifice for me and do what I tell you, and as long as you do the right things and give me the right things, then you won't get punished. This is pretty much what most of us think about God, right? We think God says, hey, pray these prayers, give me your money, stop listening to that music and listen to my music. Stop watching those TV shows and movies and start reading the Bible. Follow this list of do's and don'ts and you won't get punished by me. But be careful because I'm watching and I love to punish. Well, this is not the picture Jesus paints for us of what God is like. Jesus once was teaching and he said, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd sacrifices his life for the sheep. Jesus is saying, I, the Son of God, am not the kind of God you're expecting, the God who's all about taking from you and punishing you whenever you mess up. I'm the kind of God who sacrifices his own life to give life to others. Jesus is saying, God's greatest desire isn't to take from you, but to give you more than you could ever imagine. Just before this, Jesus said, the thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy. He's saying we do have an enemy, and this enemy wants to take from you, even to take your life. But Jesus says, my purpose is to give my sheep, my followers, a rich and satisfying life. What is God's greatest desire for us? Not to take from us, but to give us life. God isn't a judge watching every move we make, and if we break any rule, he's ready to punish us. God is a life giver who wants us to experience a rich and satisfying life. But God also knows the best way for us to experience a rich and satisfying life is by following his plan for life. which means we follow his rules. But we don't do this because we're afraid God is going to punish us. We do what God says because we trust that he knows and wants what's best for us. Because our God is a life giver, and he wants to give us a better life than we could ever imagine. So today in your groups, talk about how we can experience this life by following God, and then we'll move on.